Matt, do you have FIFA 18?
I don't have FIFA 18.
What?
I did play it last. I was on form as well. I went around Junior's house. Remember Junior was on here once? So I went around there. Mate, I badsed him up.
Did you?
Yeah, that was amazing.
You badsed him up?
Yeah, that's what
got badded up.
I badsed him up.
Oh, that's a shame, because I thought you had like a PS4 and a copy of FIFA 18, because then I could smash you up on it.
Why, are you good?
I think I'm not that good. Tanvir upstairs in the office. You know these kids, like, all they got to do is they're so good at it.
Yeah.
He was like banging. He was doing all the rainbow flicks and the tricks and whatnot.
He's about that life.
Who won after 90 minutes?
You.
I won. I smashed him up. You know about this, hadn't it?
When was this?
Last year. It just popped back into my head. I thought it'd be nice for us to have a game.
Yeah, I would like to play it. I've got an. Do you know what I did just get at the weekend though? I got a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, did you?
We got a Nintendo Switch and Mario Kart, and we got that thinking it's Christmas and we'll have it. We got people coming around the house and stuff like that. And I played Ty.
Yeah.
My missus.
Yeah.
She fucking beat me.
She beat you?
She beat me.
Oh, but don't you pride yourself on Mario Kart?
I made a bad decision. I think I underestimated and I chose Donkey Kong. And actually Donkey Kong's, although he's fast, his handling's not that good.
Right.
And if you don't know the tracks because you've never played it.
And did she gloat?
Mate. Oh my God. To the stage where she was making up this Mama T wins the Grand Prix kind of chant, which was horrible. And then even like later on, she was just in bed and like she just gave me a hug like that and just whispered in my ear, "Loser." So I'm getting it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Would you play one game she refused to play?
Grand Prix we played, yeah.
Oh,
but I'm coming back as Toad though, which is my old guy from back in the days, Snares days.
That Toad's cheating is like he's the best character, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
I can't say it's cheating.
Well, I mean, it's like a novice character. I thought. For the novices.
Do you know what I mean? I want to kick a man while he's down.
It's funny you should say that, because me and my brothers are we always used to play Mario Kart on the SNES, and remember the 4. It was so good.
Great days.
And it's just kind of relive our youth somewhat. My one of my little brothers has got one of those SNES minis.
I want to get that, yeah.
Right, and we're just going around his house for the night, and we're just going to play that all night until daylight rises. I think
brilliant.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
we're all looking forward to it.
They're good at them things. You get like literally a billion game. Well, not a billion, obviously, but you get a load of games on it, don't you?
I'd imagine.
I think you get like they're all like preloaded on it, and I keep getting, because I've obviously clicked on one. I keep getting targeted like loads on Facebook for all these random consoles that are actually these random little plug-in games that give you like all the old school Sega, Master System, and Atari, and all these old school things. Which is,
what football games did you play back then?
God, okay. So the best was probably Pro Evo or International Superstar Soccer, which was what Pro Evo became. It was the Konami game that, not on the SNES. That was probably In fact, was that PlayStation? But back in those days, like Actua Soccer.
Do you ever remember European Club Soccer on the Mega Drive?
European Club Soccer. I can't remember the name of that.
That was my favourite.
Right.
All we'd do, because me and my brothers didn't have much money, but we'd go around to the local video store. Like, people listening to this were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Sorry, we're boring you.
No, I mean, it's interesting for me. So we used to go around and pay £1, and you could rent it for 3 days. And then after you take the cartridge back after 3 days.
Right, okay.
Every single weekend we'd do that. It was great.
And that'd be 3 days. Yeah.
Absolutely. The reason why I'm kind of staving off this conversation about football is we hate football now.
We do hate football.
Do you remember at the beginning of the season?
I know.
Lording it around.
Yeah, but okay. So I think that there was a little moment where I actually thought, this is my period to enjoy this before a ball's been kicked.
Yeah.
And then we won our first couple of games, so I could continue. And now it's as shit as I thought it might be. It's as shit as you remember. Like I didn't want the Premier League. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want it, and I know why. It's shit.
But in the beginning, you wanted it a little bit. Like when, do you remember Champions League? We're on our way to the Champions League. You remember that? You remember singing that? You was at Selhurst Park. I saw the videos of it.
I was.
You were singing it.
I know.
Jumping up and down.
Mate, I don't even like Huddersfield now. Not only do we not come out of our own half, we barely come out of the dressing room when we're playing away from home.
What is it that you've been sussed out, or?
No, it's depth, mate.
Right.
It's pure depth. Like Casey Palmer was our number 10. He never played Premier League football before. Chelsea kid, but he was the only number 10 that we have at the club. He got injured in, I think, the second or third game. and he's only just come back in against Everton on Saturday as a sub. So we've just not had the depth.
Yeah.
But like we went from the bottom of that Championship to a Premier League team. We just don't have enough players, enough quality players. We lose one or two. Like we've only got 2 fit strikers at the club. Like how many Premier League squads have got 2 strikers? You know,
not many.
Like just us. So we're not. We had such a long distance to come. I mean, Newcastle and Brighton were knocking on the door, or were in the Premier League very recently.
Yeah.
So they had everything
infrastructure
in place. We didn't. It's all new to us. We don't even have one player, I don't think, that's played Premier League football before, something like that.
Yeah, that
maybe
makes sense.
Dean Whitehead, who's never going to kick a ball anyway because he's just a squad player.
We had a question for Jack Jenkins. Is there a scenario where you could see that Huddersfield board panic, sack Ragnar, and go for a survival specialist? Seems to be the genuine loyalty from both camps. Would love to hear Matt's thoughts.
I don't think that will happen. Because I think that the constraints, their whole club's aware of the constraints of the situation. You know, you go in from the bottom of that division, you're the 4th lowest budget in the Championship, to then all of a sudden be trying to compete in the Premier League in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, like it's impossible. Like, even Newcastle and Brighton were promoted 6 weeks before us, so they had 6 more weeks of signing players, getting their shit together, putting out contracts, speaking to agents. We had to do it in a very short window, big transformation in a short period of time. So I think that the club understand that. I think that we know who we are, we know where we've come from, we know that this guy's managed to get us out of that league somehow on his own. So I would be very, very surprised if they did anything as stupid as that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I can even see like them going down and sticking with him, just knowing that he has the quality, and you get the parachute payments coming through.
Yeah, I don't want to go back up there. I just don't. I honestly, I miss the. I keep looking at the Championship table, and I'm just like, God, it looks just like so much fun.
Yeah,
it does.
There's a lot going on, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish we were in the Championship fighting for promotion's the best thing in football. It really is. Certainly the best thing I've experienced.
So at the end of this pod, we're going to do a Q&A.
Right.
So a live Q&A for people that are watching on YouTube. Get involved in the conversation. Ask us anything you want, football related or otherwise.
Can I just ask you though? It's like talking about me and football.
Yeah.
How are you finding football at the moment?
I hate it. I absolutely hate football. I've always hated it. You know, there's never been a point where I enjoyed.
That's funny because there was a little period where you almost seemed to be like you were really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't wait to be pumping this team.
The thing is, we
couldn't wait to be pumping that team.
It's not even that bad. It's just everybody's making me believe that it's bad. You know, what's happened? We lost to Arsenal. Terrible, horrible. We lost to Leicester. Yeah, bad. We drew to West Brom. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then, what did we do at the weekend? Drew with Watford. I mean, there's no shame in that. They're a good team this year. We're down to 10 men, but it's tough. It is. It's hard. It's hard work. If I feel like we're never going to win again, and we've gone from
you feel like you're never going to win again.
Yeah, we've gone from being title challenges to really struggling, and or everyone's enjoying it too much. So I mean that's my main issue. We've got injuries. We've got Alderweireld, looks like he might be out till April, which pretty much writes him off for the rest of the season. Can't replace him. He's too good.
Who?
Alderweireld, Toby Alderweireld. He got injured with a kind of knee injury. So it means we're going to have to spend in January. We don't ever really spend money in January. So I'm sure everything's going to be all right. We've got Applewell tomorrow night. We've got Stoke at the weekend.
So
got to win those games.
So you threw in the chat. It's one of them though, isn't it? Where I guess teams have always struggled, especially on the first season in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like you've seen Liverpool do it and then not do so well in the Champions. It seems to be it's quite demanding for the squad to be consistently at the top of the Premier League, doing well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Man City even struggled with it, even with all their millions when they won the Premier League. They seem to struggle and to get out of the group.
That's right.
You guys are doing well in the group this time, and then not so well in the Prem.
Yeah, it looks like we've finished the group with 16 points, which is insane.
Yeah,
that's a mad tally when you need 9 or 10.
You took 4 points off Real Madrid.
4 off Real Madrid, 6 off Dortmund.
That's ridiculous.
3 off of Applewell.
Yeah.
Incredible team. I mean, some might argue Dortmund are actually shambles at the moment. They are. Real Madrid are still Real Madrid, but not doing great this year, and Zidane will probably be sacked before the end of the year, the way things are going. So, but that said, it's doing well and it'll be interesting. We're doing a live reaction or live watch along with for the Champions League up in Liverpool on Monday on the Ball Street channel. We've got a steam company for Man City, obviously the Red Men for Liverpool.
Right. So this is a reaction to the draw?
Well, we're doing a live watch through, so our live reaction to the draw as it happens on the Ball Street channel.
And is anyone going out? So I'll be honest, Champions League's a little bit Tuesday, Wednesday for me, you know what I mean? Tuesday, Wednesday night, like a break from football at that point.
Me too.
What is the is anyone going out? Is everyone through? Like what's happening? And who would you like? Are you going into that thinking now? Bring on anyone. We can beat anyone.
Is anyone major exited from the Champions League?
What, from England?
No, anywhere. No, all the English teams. The top 5 are through. It could be that there's a quarter final with 5 English sides in it of 8 teams.
That's horrible.
I mean. Yeah,
that's horrible.
Spurs are one.
I'd hate that.
Yeah, it's we could get Bayern Munich. I'll have them. We'll smash them up, no problem.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bayern put them on. It doesn't matter.
Who's the best team at the moment? All right, tell us this actually in the comments. I've just dialed into the comments. Who's the best team in Europe at the moment? Like, who is that? Is that PSG now? Is that still Real Madrid? Is that Tottenham Hotspur?
No, it's Man City.
Is it Man City?
Man City are their best team in Europe.
It's PSG.
PSG, yeah, it's PSG or Man City.
Hard to gauge PSG.
So I've got a guy going Atletico or Atletico that good?
No.
Adam's not having it.
Yeah.
Adam is not having it.
Not having it. What's that?
I'd like to. I mean, in terms of pure neutral, PSG versus Man City. But
that's what I was playing with on FIFA. Actually, I was playing FIFA as them, and I was playing, and I got into dribbling with Mbappe, but particularly Neymar, and it hurt Junior. Junior even said that Neymar's a problem, and I was like that. I was loving it. You know, when you're good at FIFA, it's just fucking so good.
Yeah.
Man City.
And you're so good that you are good at FIFA. Are you really good?
No, I'm not really good, but I was really good. On that day? Well, I hadn't played FIFA 18. I played it once round at Junior's house, and I got smashed to bits. Didn't enjoy it, and then I played it again, and he'd been playing it, and I was.
Do you take losing quite badly on computer?
No, I don't take losing badly, but I'm a fucking winner. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything I do, I want to win. I'm competitive. It's all or nothing. If I'm in something, I want to fucking win it. I want to be the best.
See, I'm like the polar opposite.
Yeah, I can't help it.
If I'm beating someone who's better than. Not as bad, good as me, or playing someone who wants to win more than me, I'm happy to.
You're happy to let him win. So I'm not. I want to win.
I mean, not in a fight. Like if I was in a physical fight and someone's trying to hurt me, then I'd deal with it.
Of course you would. And I saw you pick up the water bottles today, like it was nothing. Like Flav was like literally just picking up them water bottles. Like it was.
You know the water bottles upstairs.
No problem.
Pick one of them up and put them on there.
Strong.
No problem. What?
Powerful.
Struggle.
No, he didn't struggle.
You mad?
Speaking of struggling, how's Tinder? Like, what's happening in his love life? Because we've not done the podcast for a while. I've been busy. What's happening?
Can we talk? Does anyone watch that you don't want to?
I think it's alright.
All right. So we had
no
people.
Names, no,
I don't know the name. Numbers. So we people are new to the podcast. We have a section called Birds and That. Where Adam, essentially we live vicariously through Adam because me and Matt are in long-term relationships, very happy. Adam isn't. Adam's a young buxom lad, not buxom, that doesn't make any sense.
Buxom, no.
A young spunky lad, full of spunk he is, and he's out there delivering up,
slaying it,
loving wallops,
slaying it out on the street.
For those that have seen him on Ball Street's YouTube channel, he's a handsome guy.
He's like a young prince. He's like
a young prince.
A young okay. No, not Prince the artist.
Oh right.
Just a young prince, like as in well groomed.
Yeah, he looks like he's from money.
From money,
old money though.
Yeah, old money, not new
from
money.
Old money, yeah. So we set the scene for Adam, right? And he had a 10 on Twitter. Tinder.
He had
Bumble. Sorry.
He had He had pocket aces.
Yes.
Shut up.
Well, look from the pictures. He had a pocket ace. Absolutely. And you know what? He went out of a lovely date with a woman he knows, who wasn't a pocket ace. Was probably in your terms
pocket
jacks.
Jacks.
No,
Jacks is strong.
Was it Jack or tens? Pair of tens.
What?
In terms of, he doesn't know
Just
cards.
a
He
7.
doesn't. It's a 7 out of 10.
Pocket 7 or 7 out of 10.
What would that be?
I'd say it's probably like a mid to high range pocket
9.
pair. So probably 9s, pocket 9s.
Yeah, and
because you're aggressive with 9s, but you're folding them if there's action.
Yeah.
If you 3-bet, you're definitely folding them because you know what I mean.
Well, so he had a pocket 9s in one hand, and he liked the look of the pocket 9s.
Right.
Because the pocket 9s had more about them. I don't know how this works. It wasn't just the physical. So what he said is he's getting on with this bird on a different level other than the physical.
Okay.
And he's had a lot of physical. This is why he's reached the point of maturity where he's like, I can look at the value of the 9s.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because these tricksy little aces sometimes could be a pain in the arse.
They can be.
And so he's been the 10 and he's going with the 7 because he sees long distance,
that is
actual romance there.
That's so mature.
It is
all right.
mature.
Well, actually, then I'm going to say that's not 9s. What he's played suited connectors.
Wow.
So he's played maybe like 9, 10 speculatively to see the flop. There's value in the middle. He's played 9, 10 of hearts, and he's got maybe 2 hearts on the flop.
Right, and now we'll see.
And now he's waiting for the turn card to complete the flush.
And that flop will turn into a.
And actually, maybe it's like ace, jack, hearts because he's got the nut flush, which means if it draws, he's got the ace and it can't be beat. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Good on you, Ad.
Yeah, do you know what? I like the maturity in him.
Yeah.
Because most 23-year-olds would have just gone straight for the 10.
Yeah.
But what he's actually done is he's played the long game and think, actually, there might be a relationship in this.
Love
this
it.
girl, there's something about this girl. I can't quite put my finger on it because she's a 7, but there's something special about her, and I might just make her my girlfriend.
I like that.
What are you saying? That's
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Bravo! It's great to see our
do you know-
young
but
a
don't-
young guy
don't go-
become a man.
Yeah, don't go in too fast though, because we do like this segment on the podcast, and don't fuck it up for us.
Be careful.
Always be careful. Always rubber up.
Always rubber up.
Too much. Nike. So we had an interesting discussion earlier about the Ronaldo and Messi rivalry, but more interesting than who's better player on the pitch because that is dull.
Yeah. But they've had it. It's been really interesting because we've had 2 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And 2 of them that they're, I guess, a similar age, playing for
2 best clubs.
the 2 best clubs and being the focal point. But also one's Adidas and one's Nike.
Yeah. So where are you at? Like, because they're both kind of power brokers.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Out of the brands and the players, if you had to side with one of them, who would you go? Would you go with
So
Ronaldo and
what we
Nike?
said is right. Yeah. What do you prefer? And tell us your answer on this. Do you prefer? Who are you backing? Right? Are you Ronaldo and Nike, or are you Messi and Adidas? Just which of those? Which is your tag team? What is it? What are you? I know what I am.
100% Messi and Adidas. I think Adidas. I mean, Messi's a better footballer.
Yeah.
Better, more naturally gifted.
Yeah.
You know, Ronaldo's incredible. Don't get me wrong, but he's worked for every single thing he's got. He's worked for it.
Yeah.
Whereas Messi was just a God-given talent, and that's what I love. Because I could have got where Ronaldo is.
You could have got
if I decided to work hard enough. But my life chose a different path, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But Messi is a God-given talent, and Adidas is just a much cooler brand than Nike now. And Nike's got
yeah.
But that's where I'm at. Better trainers.
Okay, what are you saying, Ad?
I would go Adidas and Messi. I remember Flav said earlier that Nike's. Would you say Nike does worse shoes than Adidas?
Adidas do much better shoes
It's
than
the
Nike
only
now.
place Adidas is worse than Nike.
No, you're wrong.
The last good shoe was Stan Smith's.
Oh my God!
It's
Can you educate him, please? He's wrong, isn't he?
He's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, he's wrong.
He is. I mean, look. Actually, I'm wearing.
Right.
I'm wearing Nike today, but
I'm not.
I'm an Adidas. I must say I'm Adidas all day. And it's Adidas originals, to be honest, as well. Not equipment. It's originals.
Mate, you've been wearing Adidas NMDs for years.
I was wearing NMDs when they were like dropping them in secret, and you could.
This is true, right? I'm not blowing smoke up Matt's arse here, right? When we were in Paris, in France, kids came up to him and pointed at his trainers.
It's true.
That is true.
I get that all the time.
NMDs, and he was like, "Get away from me, you peasant!" Then spat at one of them. That's not true. That didn't happen.
Do you know what? I enjoyed that.
Nice little trip of getting away.
Maybe we'll do a little Russia trip, just me and you.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
What?
Could I pose you guys a question?
Yeah, go on.
If you could be sponsored by any brand in the world, what would it be?
Wow. Any brand in the world. What would it be?
Oh, do you know what, Adidas would be up there? I think Adidas is a very cool brand.
Bitcoin. I'd like to be sponsored by Bitcoin.
Go on, what have you been reading?
I've been buying a bit of cryptocurrency.
No, you haven't.
I have, but do you know what I'd like?
Go on.
Yeah, I wanted to get some years ago, and I never did. And it's haunted me ever since, just because...
You'd be a millionaire.
Well, I won't be a millionaire, but it's just this thing. I've been so fucking invested in Ball Street. I haven't really had the energy for anything outside of it. And then obviously I've had a child and moved house and stuff like that. But yeah, I've gone in. I just think that I love the blockchain. I know Bitcoin isn't necessarily blockchain, but I like, as people that actually know me and watch me on here, I like things. I like challenging the system. I like decentralized power.
Yeah.
I think the long-term trend is that we hate banks. We hate the control. We hate people that are fucking. I think it's wrong if I go to Dubai and I use my card here. I've got to then pay this transaction fee, and they take 5 days to move my money around, and you have to pay all these little fees. So I think that I think that people have taken away trust from banks and the systems and the state. So something that's actually a decentralized communal log of events, I think long-term people are going to start to pull out anything from that system and start to invest it into that area. So I personally think there's a lot of growth still left in Bitcoin, even though it has gone big. So
so it's a really complicated thing, Bitcoin, I found. I don't understand it. I don't understand the mining aspect that happened at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's protected, if it is volatile. I mean, maybe this isn't the right platform to discuss.
It's probably not the right platform to discuss.
How much? Can I ask how much you put into it?
No.
Will you tell me afterwards? What is that, a personal question?
Yeah.
I thought we were mates.
We are. I'm not mates with Adam though, am I? I hate Adam.
Okay.
I'm jealous of him because he's young and beautiful. They'll be wearing high tops.
Okay. So what are you saying? Are you saying Adidas, Ronaldo and Nike, or Messi?
Adidas and Messi.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think you've got to appreciate. You've got to appreciate Ronaldo. You've got to appreciate the high level that he's played at consistently. You've got to appreciate that he's a winner. You've got to appreciate. You can't hate on people that have put everything into it and that get out what they put in. Respect to Ronaldo. However, personally, the swagger with which Messi. I like players that are able to beat people with guile rather than just with power. And that's what Messi's done. So Messi's my guy.
Yeah.
And Adidas, like, I think that Nike have had some good moments, but yeah, I mean, look, this is an Adidas Originals.
Nice.
I like a bit of what I'm wearing. Yeah, I prefer Adidas Originals to anything, and I'll always when I go to a new city, I'll always go in the Adidas Original shop because you sometimes get some local stuff that's not available in where you're from. So yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Adidas it is.
Remember, get your questions up for the Q&A because if you don't have any, it would be really embarrassing. 35 years ago, Cruyff did the first two-man penalty. So this is when, instead of just shooting into the net, you rolled it left, pass it and put it. And how do you view that? How do you view... Is that all right? I mean, just put the ball in the net, surely. Don't be a dick.
Did Perez do it?
Yeah,
as well?
And they fucked it up and they missed it.
Yeah.
Do you want to see players do things you can't, or do you want? Is it all about the competitive aspect?
Well, what do you mean? What I can't do?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that.
Well,
but
it sounds like you are. Like, who can do what I can't do?
I mean, you probably can. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
No.
What you do?
I don't know why you've been. What are you saying?
I'm saying that if you're there's a respect level. There's a level of respect in football where you don't take the piss out of your opponents when they're down.
Right.
So if you're 4 or 5-0 up and you roll
so the equivalent of running up the score.
Yeah.
And taking the piss and just
taking the piss with it. Really.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'd like, because in the Fan League Cup we did in the summer, the Creators FC did that against Nicky's.
Well, they did a penalty like that.
Yeah, Thames Ironworks, and Nicky wasn't happy about it.
Oh no, not Creators, Freestylers.
Freestylers, sorry, yeah, Freestylers.
That's right.
So he took a bit of an affront on it.
See, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Look, I think a lot of those things they require It's like where you do the penalty where you chip it, innit? It's like that thing.
Panenka, yeah.
If you want to do or if you want to do a Rabona, or if you're going to do something like that, there's a risk reward thing. It looks great if it comes off, but it's higher risk. It's a more intricate piece of skill, and that penalty is because it requires the goalkeeper to fall for it and kind of buy it, and B, it requires your player to get there before an opposition player does, and not be offside, or whatever whatever needs to happen.
I just think there's a level of decorum on the football pitch. The gentleman's game. Don't be a dick. That's my feeling.
There is a little bit,
especially
of that.
when Cruyff looked back on as this kind of, and he was. Don't get me wrong, a mercurial player, a player, so far beyond the vast majority of his peers, and I appreciate that. I just think sometimes that there's a bit of class that needs to go along with these people.
I think there is. Do you know what? Like, I don't know if you'll have seen it, but in the NFL there was a very interesting one, and it relates to my team. So our most hated rivals, Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
They've got this thug as a cornerback, which is the guy that kind of marks the wide receivers, right? Called Talib. Now, last year, one of our players, Michael Crabtree, wears a chain, and this Talib guy fucking ripped his chain off. Just grabbed his chain and ripped it. Obviously, an expensive chain. Didn't get flagged, no foul, didn't get fined or anything like that. Anyway, we played them again this year, and this is our rival, so it's like you playing Arsenal, our most hated team.
Yeah.
And he fucking did it again.
What?
He did it again, right? And so then our guy they ended up fighting. Our guy ended up with his helmet off. They were proper like swinging punches, and their guy's got a helmet on. They both got they both got banned for a couple of games. They both got ejected from the game and banned for 2 games, and the ban got reduced to 1 game. But that for me was more insulting than beating someone with skill, because that was snatching a chain,
doing it twice,
mate. Oh my god, it was the most.
Was you angry?
I was fucking fuming. Yeah, I was as angry as I get about. So I couldn't even sleep for a bit. We beat him, which was good. That's obviously. But I kept saying to Ty, I was like, "Fucking Talib, man! I fucking hate that guy. I hate that guy."
But you wasn't that angry when you got beat on Mario Kart. You let her.
No, I mean that was humiliating.
What in?
That was just humiliating.
I bet you were building it up as well. Was you quietly confident?
I was.
What was that one? That guy I saw in the NFL this week where the what's it called? The little black flag that the guy threw up.
In what?
In NFL, and it went in the end zone. And the guy picked it up
threw it into the crowd.
Yeah, what was that about? Explain that.
Well, so in that, this is this weekend, right?
Yes, yeah.
Marcus Peters, Kansas City.
I saw it on the
well.
internet.
So he, so I've not even seen the incident. I just saw him coming back onto the pitch because he then walked off thinking he was going to get ejected.
Right.
Because if you fuck with the referees like that, they tend to not be very tolerant. So the referee's flag, I think that he's thrown that, he's grabbed it, thrown it into the crowd. And it's a yellow flag, isn't it? Not a black flag.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he went off and started getting unchanged, like he was like, my game's over.
Because he knew.
And then they were like, no, actually, you're not, and we need you, and come back on the field. So he comes on without socks on, and I think he'd got fully ready. So he'll probably get a fine for that, just for the wardrobe malfunction, because you're supposed to wear certain kit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, fascinating. Shouldn't he have been sent off for that?
What's that?
Shouldn't he have been sent off for that?
Yes, it should have been. Plus it's Kansas, I hate.
We've got a question before we go into the live Q&A. Questions from Dylan. He says, who would be your Premier League 5-side team if you had to choose any of your side's players?
Premier League? What? If you
Just
weren't
give us
allowed
a Premier
to.
League 5-a-side 11.
Hang on a minute. So we're allowed to choose if you couldn't choose any of your side's players.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know 5 players that are not in the Premier, that are not Huddersfield Town players, but I'd probably do.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? I think in a 5-a-side team,
you
got to have a fucking great keeper. Who's the biggest, best shot-stopping keeper? De Gea. He's in goal.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then you need to have. As I play 5-a-side, it's about not necessarily diving in at the back. We're going to play diamond, so we're going to have one defender.
Yeah.
But again, he's someone that stays on his feet because he's just going to block and he's just going to but he needs to be able to play football. Who's that?
I can't pick your own players. Opposite, yeah.
Well, do you know what? I love that Liverpool kid that played for England. Gomez is in. He can get around
in the
pitch.
5-a-side,
mate. He's in. He's playing centre back.
Okay, God.
Left side. Probably my favourite. Not my favourite Premier League player, but one of them.
Yeah.
Outside of Aaron Moy and Huddersfield players.
Yeah.
Sane.
Sane, great.
Boom.
Very good.
Love me some Sane.
Go on.
He's playing left.
All right. Maybe you got Sanchez, Arsenal.
Nah.
Not good enough, is he?
Not good enough.
Can't quite cut the mustard.
No, he can't quite cut the mustard.
All right.
And I want someone that's so who's going on the right? Maybe who else is going? Who's going on the right? They've got to be up and down.
Up and down on the right. So far we've got Gomez,
but they can pass.
Sane and De Gea in after five.
Two more.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne's going because he can obviously put it where he wants, whenever he wants, and he's got an engine.
Yeah.
De Bruyne on the right.
That's 4.
Up top. Harry Kane.
Oh,
we going Harry Kane?
Not allowed. How about
hang
Giroud?
on. Jesus. Giroud. No.
Jesus.
Giroud's only good when the ball's in the air.
Jesus then. Aguero.
Decent, low centre of gravity, twisty turny, sticks, can pick out the corners.
Great at 5
got a dribble, can play one touch.
Yeah.
So we're going for Man City. And in fact, let's get rid of that Liverpool player and put Company in.
No.
And what's Man City's keeper?
I like Edison.
No, Man City's.
Edison. All right, so we're going. I like Gomez being in there.
John Adams. Why the hell is Matt on this pod if he knows no players? Because this is my podcast.
Yeah, John Adams.
Why are you on this podcast?
Why are you even on?
Why are you here?
Why are you on the YouTube channel? Subscribe. But then go.
Please subscribe
and then go.
Yeah. I'm joking. Of course, I know players. Look, I just named fucking.
5.
I named Salah, man.
Salah. Ivan Salah. All right, get us in your
Salah's.
Get us in your questions now. We're going to answer the ones that have been in there already. Let us know immediately, and then we get involved.
Can we have some likes on here? Otherwise, we're not doing any questions. Can we get some likes, please? We've only got 23 likes, 145 watching. Just some likes, just because every time that the little like goes on there, it makes us feel better as human beings, and it's nearly Christmas as well, and think about that.
Yeah. Now a question here from this is for me actually. Weenall, he says, if Flav had to choose between Matt and James as podcast co-hosts, or he dies, a little nod to One for the Weekend, which would he pick?
It's tough, and it's got to be James.
No, it's not James. It's you.
I'm just saying that just to lure you into that.
And James went, it's okay, you can pick Matt. I was like, pick Matt, it's you.
I know.
Both of you, I love you equally. Ween, that's a horrible question.
About that, But
all right, some of the questions we got coming in. Where was this one? I like this one. This guy said, "Say my name." Where is it? Say my name. So his name. You read that out, Matt. See if
Thank you for the like. Say my name. Which one?
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sebastian Aun Edvardsen. No, Edvardsen.
Aun is the
cool
one.
Name.
Une.
I
don't know if that is.
It's a cool name, no? We like that name.
What are your favourite boots of all time? Kevin Prince says mine has to be the R9 Mercurials.
Yeah, look, R9 was the guy, man. He was the best for me, better than Ronaldo and Messi. He was the best. The best to ever do it for me.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think those boots are all right. People go rave about them. I like also the original Predators. Well overrated. They didn't look nice. They might be good boots, but they didn't look all that.
I love. The thing is no. But you've got to realise that at the time, the Predator was a real step change. It was like it created a whole new paradigm of boots. It was the first one that changed it. So you might look at them and think, but they changed the game. And you've got to respect that.
I respect it, but they're not the best boots ever made.
Thank you, Nyla. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Tom Basson says, is there an email I can send my soldiers lost in battle? No. Just put them in the comment section. If it's private, set up a new Gmail account. Or you can email me. You can email me directly, flav@bullstreet.co.uk. There you go. Excuse me. Jose Pina says, what rule in football would you like to rewrite, get rid of, or add, etc.? Is there any rule changes you thought were negative to report? So I remember as a kid when the back pass rule got brought in, I thought that was an excellent one.
Yeah. That changed the game. All those keepers, man.
Yeah.
Like you then had this era where these keepers that had been brought up just like literally having nothing to do with the football, just they could run up and like smack it on a goal kick, all of a sudden having to like play football.
Yeah.
And a lot of them struggled with that. And then you start to see these people that had kind of grown up, playing young football then that were amazing kind of keepers.
Yeah, I mean now with all keepers have to play football now. The way Poch plays and the way Guardiola plays is that you expect your keeper to be able to play football as well as your defenders to some degree. But back in the day, your goalkeeper would never touch the ball with his feet unless he was kicking it.
Yeah.
Like booting it
and
long.
it was these really shit things where teams would do this thing where basically the guy, it was this common tactic, right, where the keeper would roll it out to the guy who would stand on the edge of the box with a football like that.
Yeah.
They wait for the opposition to run up, pass it to the keeper, and then run up front. And it was like weird.
It was terrible.
So that was a good one. What was the actual question?
Any ones you'd like to change or be brought? No. Any ones you'd like to change in current game? I just like it all to be less.
My changes are actually more off the pitch, and it's the stuff to do with making it a more even playing field. I would like to see a set number of professional players that a team could employ for a season. Yes, they could loan out some of those, but there should be a limit. They should only be allowed, say, 40 players in their squad for a season.
Yeah.
They can play, and they've got to have, so they can't sit there like Chelsea with all these players and loan out, because that allows them to grow stronger and stronger and stronger off the pitch. I'd prefer for them to be limited in that regard.
Yeah, I like that. I want bans for players who pretend to be injured for a bit of the game and then they're fine. So if a player gets injured, rolls around screaming, waving his arm, screaming, going, oh my God, like they've been shot, and then 2 minutes later they get on and they're running fine. Retrospective bans for them.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 games, get them out.
Yeah.
Hate that.
I think so too, yeah.
Just,
that's
do you
a
know
bad
what I mean?
one.
Yeah. Man's game.
What's the reason for Matt's recent disappearance? I've started doing run a business here as well, and so we've been just really busy trying to get hold of the business and trying to make some exciting things happen for 2018, which hopefully you'll see more about in the coming time. But equally, I do a lot of content on LinkedIn now, and it's business content where I speak to people from, be it esports, be it, I don't know, podcasts, and it's quite industry specific about how changes from broadcast rights to YouTube football, and so I'm doing content almost on the daily on LinkedIn. So that's where I'm spending a lot more of my time, and I don't know what my commitment will be to this podcast moving forward, because I don't know enough about football. I don't sit here and obsess about football as much as a lot of most people do.
You're going to say me then?
No, you kind of Spurs, isn't it, really?
Yeah, go on, carry
on. But yes, so that's why. So I've not had as much time, and I also went on holiday. Just been on holiday with the family because I've got a little daughter.
I know, the work, bless you. It was like you deserved that holiday, and then you got there and you weren't well, was you? And
we weren't
and
well.
And the nipper weren't well.
Going away with a baby is a mistake on a long haul flight, especially if your baby is fucking obsessed with, like, she just thinks that she's in charge of everything. She thinks she's running the plane. Yeah. She's micromanaging the cabin crew. I'm like, go to sleep, it's late, and she's just kind of like that, like just checking on everything. Did she manage to sleep? Like this. No, so on the way I actually didn't sleep. Me and her got ill, and then we were there for like about 9 days, and then I got food poisoning.
Yeah.
Wagamamas in Dubai got food poisoning, and then so I was proper lot of puking.
Yeah.
But Ty got it as well, but 24 hours behind me. So I woke up the next day, but still with a temperature and fever, and to Ty projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
And being in another country with a baby who fortunately didn't get sick whilst projectile vomiting everywhere, not a good look. And then we ended up having intravenous drips.
Oh mate.
Ty then actually faints on the drip. They're calling the ambulance and going into panic mode.
Did you have? It was intense.
Huh?
Did you have travel?
Yes, we're trying to claim all that back.
But you got to pay for it up front, haven't you? That's the
which we've done.
And in Dubai, it's like there's like you run risk about owing money and shit. It's quite a dangerous thing to do in Dubai, isn't it? Like running risk of owing money and whatnot. You kind of it's frowned upon in a big way.
What is frowned upon
in Dubai? Like owing money or not being able to pay bills and shit like that.
I mean, I think that anywhere that's kind of frowned upon.
Well, no, I know, but you can actually end up
in prison.
Yeah. John Adam says, "What? Yeah, there's loads of sports cars that have been like abandoned in the streets of Dubai, haven't they? Because people
really?
had credit and they realised something's happened.
I think there's a lot of, because it's a very material culture in many ways. It's showing money. There's a lot of like anywhere, like fucking go on Instagram, all these people that portraying this life that's not a reality. And you definitely get a lot of that where people have got to keep up appearances. So I can imagine that there's a lot of that.
John Adams asked, what was it like interviewing Lineker? I did. I went and
Yeah,
did
how
Gary
was
Lineker
that?
last
What
week.
happened?
It was a weird one because Lineker, when I was a kid, was my hero. Like he was my.
Of course.
We Spurs signed him from Barcelona in 1990 and 89, and this is just when I properly fallen in love with football.
And that was it. So he was there with Gaza.
Yeah.
Great team.
I watched us win the league. 91.
And you had was it the
FA
football with
Cup,
the
rather.
things? Did you have the
chevrons.
that was good.
Yeah, we had
Good
the
era.
Hummel kit, and then we had the Umbro kit in '91. It was weird. It was like looking at it, but it's been soured somewhat because he's clearly a Leicester City fan. He's not a Spurs fan. He was only there for a couple of years. He doesn't really, you know. It was lovely. It was nice. It was kind of an honour to to talk to someone who knows football like that. But fucking I don't get starstruck. So don't get starstruck. Nothing.
Interesting.
It was nothing to me. Except Paul Robinson I met once. He's
Did
I
he
was starstruck by him.
you?
Yeah. Anything else? Any more for any more? Matt? Anything else?
I don't think so.
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. If anyone's got any questions, then say so now. Otherwise, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much.
Over.
Long Ball Blue Street podcast done once again. Changes are happening in the future. Things are going to be tweaks and whatnot and get better and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, thank you very much for downloading and get involved in the comments. And those that are listening on the audio podcast, you can join us on the Long Ball Street podcast anytime you like. Just keep downloading. Thank you very much.
See you at the far post.